Prayer is a powerful way to connect with the gods, ancestors, and spirits. Instead of asking an all-powerful deity for blessings, but in Norse paganism, it looks very different from the structured prayers found in monotheistic religions. Heathen prayer is about building relationships, showing respect, and offering something in return. But how do you craft a meaningful prayer that's within a polytheistic worldview? In this video, we'll break down the 3 key elements of heathen prayer, explore its connection to daily life, and give you the tools to create prayers that feel personal, powerful, and true to your spiritual path. Because this is how the heathen. Prayer is a powerful tool, but how we pray depends on what we believe. In monotheistic religions like Christianity, prayer is often about worship, asking for help, or seeking forgiveness from a single, all-powerful God. It's usually seen as a one-way conversation, where the believer speaks and hopes for a response. But in polytheistic faiths like Norse Paganism, prayer is more of a two-way exchange. Instead of just asking for things, we build relationships with the gods through offering gratitude and respect. The gods are not distant rulers. They are powerful beings who can guide, challenge, and well, they can even learn from us. Beyond the spiritual side, structured prayer also has a big impact on the mind. Repeating prayers and following rituals can create a sense of peace, focus, and discipline. Studies show that routines and repetition help people feel more connected to their beliefs and strengthen their faith. This is why many ancient traditions included regular prayers and offerings. It helped people feel closer to their gods and their community. By understanding both the mental and spiritual benefits of prayer, we can see why structure and intention matter. When comparing monotheistic prayer to polytheistic prayer, the biggest difference is the focus on a single deity versus many. In monotheistic religions like Christianity, prayer is typically directed towards one God, seeking guidance, forgiveness, or blessing. In contrast, polytheistic prayer, such as heathenry, can involve multiple deities, ancestors, and even land spirits, each with their own areas of influence and personality. This means that instead of praying to one all-powerful deity for everything, a person may pray to specific gods for specific needs. For example, you might call upon Thor for protection or for a prosperous result, Frigg for family matters, or Freyr for a good harvest. This gives a more personalized approach to prayer, as you can connect with different beings based on your immediate needs or your gratitude. In Norse paganism, prayer is also a way to form and strengthen a relationship with the divine, not just ask for something. The idea of polytheistic prayer is that the gods and spirits are present in our lives, but they are not necessarily all-powerful in the same way a monotheistic God might be. They are forces of nature with unique personalities and domains of influence. By calling on them in prayer, you build a relationship through repeated communication and respect. While the gods are ever present in our lives, we aren't always in theirs, and the idea is to get them to acknowledge and appreciate our efforts to foster a relationship. Whether you're invoking Odin for wisdom or honoring your ancestors, these prayers are more like ongoing conversations where reciprocity and respect are key. This connection with the divine is less about a singular moment of appeal and more about nurturing a continuous bond. In heathenry, prayer isn't just about asking for favors. It's about reciprocity, a give and take relationship with the gods, spirits, and the ancestors. Unlike monotheistic traditions where prayer is offering a plea for guidance or intervention, heathens understand that the gods expect effort in return. When we pray, we don't just request blessings, we offer something of value. Whether it's physical gifts like meat or food, or personal actions like acts of kindness, hard work, or honoring our ancestors, this idea of gift for gift comes directly from the HAVAMAL, where Odin himself reminds us that strong relationships are built on mutual respect and exchange. By giving to the gods, we invite their favor, wisdom, and protection, not as beggars, but as honorable individuals engaging in a sacred bond. Offerings are a key part of this connection, acting as a bridge between us and the divine. The type of offering depends on the god or spirit being honored. Thor might be given ale to acknowledge his strength and protection. Freya might receive honey or flowers as symbols of love and beauty. And ancestors could be honored with shared meals, acknowledging the ties that still bind us to them. But offerings are more than just things. They carry meaning and intention. A hastily placed coin on an altar means little without true thought, while a sincere act of service done in a god's name can be just as valuable as any physical gift. This is why offerings should come from the heart and be given with purpose. Whether it's through actions, words, or physical gifts, these offerings remind us that our relationships with the gods are built on mutual respect, effort, and honor. Prayer in Norse paganism isn't about blind devotion. It's about building a real, personal connection with the gods. The gods are not distant, untouchable beings. Just like any strong relationship, connecting with them takes time, effort, and respect. This connection is nurtured through regular prayer, meaningful offerings, and acts that align with their values. Speaking to the gods doesn't always have to follow a strict formula. They are powerful forces with their own desires, wisdoms, and personalities. Some may choose formal prayers, while others may simply speak from the heart during daily moments of reflection. Over time, patterns emerge, signs become way clearer, and a deep spiritual bond forms. Whether through dreams, omens, or a simple feeling of a presence, the gods respond to those who reach out with sincerity and commitment. In the Norse tradition, both prayers and bloats, sacrificial rituals, played an important role in honoring the gods, ancestors, and spirits. While bloats were communal offerings involving food, drink, or sacrifices, prayers were more personal and could be spoken at any time. One example of prayer in Norse lore comes from Eagle Saga, where the warrior poet Eagle prays to Odin for protection and vengeance. Another well-known example is from the Poetic Edda, where Sigurd speaks to the gods before facing his trials, asking for wisdom and strength. These stories show that prayer was not just about asking for favors, but about forming a personal bond with the divine, seeking guidance or expressing gratitude. The key difference between prayer and bloats lies in how they are concluded. A prayer is often closed with words of thanks, acknowledging the presence of the divine and ending the conversation respectfully. A bloat, however, is more formal and ritualistic, usually ending with the consumption of the offering, such as drinking a shared horn of meat or leaving gifts at a sacred site. For example, after a prayer to Thor, one might say, "Thor, I thank you for your strength and protection. May your hammer always guard us." Meanwhile, at the end of a bloat, a group might raise their horns and declare, "Hail Thor," before drinking in his honor. Understanding these differences helps modern heathens choose the right approach for their spiritual practice, whether they're engaging in a quiet, personal moment of connection or a larger communal ritual. Before we go any further and discuss how to craft your own prayer from the historical and traditional three-part prayer, let's discuss a little wisdom. If you're looking for wisdom to guide your heathen path, well, the modern HAVAMAL brings the words of Odin into today's world with a raw, powerful insight. It's a book of practical wisdom, honor, and self-improvement. Perfect for anyone seeking to walk this path with strength and purpose. And let the words of the All-Father shape your journey. Link is in the description below. The first part of a pagan prayer is invocation, which means calling upon the gods, ancestors, or the land that's here to get their attention. This is similar to knocking on someone's door before speaking to them. It shows respect and sets the tone for the conversation. In Norse traditions, invocations often include the name of who you are calling, their titles, and what they are known for. For example, if calling on Thor, you might say, "Thor, protector of Midgard, wielder of Mjolnir, defender of mankind, I call upon you." If praying to ancestors, this can include direct relatives as well as those who walked the path before us, warriors, poets, and healers, and wise ones who shaped the world we now live in. An invocation might sound like, "To those who came before me, my honored kin, both of blood and of spirit, call upon you with respect and gratitude. Guide me with your wisdom, stand beside me as I walk my path." When reaching out to the land Vatir, common invocation might be, "Spirits of this land, guardians of earth, water, and sky, I greet you with honor and ask for your favor as I tread upon the sacred ground." This step is important because it shifts the mind from daily life into a sacred space and signals respect for the beings being addressed. The second part of a pagan prayer is the offering, which is what makes heathen prayer different from many other religious traditions. In Norse belief, prayer is not just about asking for things, it is about giving as well. This follows the idea of gift for gift, meaning that if you seek the gods, the ancestors, or the spirit's attention, it is respectful to offer something in return. Offerings can be physical, like meat, bread, or incense, or they can be actions, such as a promise to do something honorable in their name. If honoring ancestors, one might light a candle, share a meal in their memory, or keep a tradition alive in their honor. Offerings for ancestors of spirits, such as past leaders of the path, warriors, or wise ones, can include studying their wisdom, speaking their names, or carrying on their word. For land Vatir, offerings are often natural, such as fresh water, grains, or even cleaning up an area as a sign of respect. By giving something in return, we strengthen our bonds with these beings and show that we seek a relationship, not just favors. The final part of a pagan prayer is closing, which is how we end the connection with the gods, ancestors, or spirits. Just like in a normal conversation, it is important to say goodbye and to show appreciation. A closing often includes words of thanks, acknowledging the presence and the wisdom of those called upon. For example, after speaking to Odin, one might say, "Odin, wise one, I thank you for your guidance and the lessons you share. May our connection remain strong." When closing a prayer to ancestors, one might say, "Honored ones, I give thanks for your presence and wisdom. May your memory live on, and may your strength guide me." The land Vatir, a respectful farewell could be, "Spirits of this land, thank you for your watchful eyes and steady presence. May we live in peace and harmony." Some people also pour out a small portion of their libation or leave an offering as a final sign of gratitude. Ending a prayer properly helps create a sense of completion and ensures that the interaction is respectful, reinforcing the bonds between us and the divine. In Norse Paganism, prayer doesn't have to be a formal event. It can be woven into everyday life in simple and meaningful ways. Unlike some religions, where prayer happens at set times or in specific places, heathen prayer is often more fluid and personal. It can be as simple as saying a few words of gratitude to Thor before a long drive, whispering a thanks to Sol as the sun rises, or making a small offering to the land Vatir when stepping outside. These small moments of connection help reinforce that the gods, ancestors, and spirits are always present, not just when we formally call upon them. By acknowledging them throughout the day, we cultivate a strong and natural relationship with the divine. One way to integrate prayer into your daily routines is through habitual actions. Mealtime is a perfect example. Just as many people say grace before eating, a heathen might take a moment to thank prayer for the food, honoring the cycle of nature that brought it to your table. Morning and evening rituals can also be a great time for short prayer. Greeting the day with a word of thanks to Sol, or ending the night by asking Odin for wisdom in dreams, keeps that spiritual connection alive. Even physical activities, like working out or practicing a skill, can be turned into acts of devotion. A warrior might dedicate their training to Tyr, while an artist might call upon Bragi for inspiration. The key is to find natural moments where prayer feels right, rather than forcing it into a rigid schedule. Recognizing signs and responses from the gods, ancestors, and spirits is another way to keep prayer present in daily life. Not every prayer will receive an obvious answer, But being mindful of small coincidences, gut feelings, or even changes in nature can help us feel more connected. Seeing a raven after asking Odin for guidance, feeling sudden calm upon calling on Frigg, or finding a perfectly smooth stone after honoring the Landvetir can all be ways the unseen world responds. Keeping an open heart and mind allows these connections to grow, making prayer not just an occasional ritual, but an ongoing part of life. There is no single correct way to pray in Norse paganism, and that's what makes it a deeply personal experience. While many heathens follow a traditional three-part structure, invocation, offering, and closing, others adapted to fit their own spiritual practice. Some might prefer poetic prayers that echo the style of the Poetic Edda, while others may speak casually, as if talking to an old friend. Some prayers may be short and direct, while others might be longer and filled with storytelling or personal reflection. The key is to find a way of praying that feels natural and meaningful to you, while still honoring the gods, ancestors, and spirits with sincerity and respect. One of the most powerful ways to connect with the divine is by creating personal prayers. Writing your own prayers allows you to express your thoughts, emotions, and intentions in a way that is unique to your journey. A prayer to Thor for strength might include words about perseverance and courage, while a prayer to Freya for love and passion might focus on beauty and emotional depth. When crafting a personal prayer, consider the qualities of the deity or spirit you are addressing and speak from the heart. If words don't come easily, using historical sources like the HAVAMAL as inspiration can be helpful. Even simple, spoken words of gratitude or request can be just as powerful as long, poetic prayers. Since heathenry recognizes many gods, spirits, and ancestors, it's common for people to pray to more than one being. However, it is important to maintain focus and intention in each prayer. Instead of making a general request to multiple gods at once, it is often more effective to structure prayers in a way that gives each being their due respect. For example, if you want to honor both Odin and Thor, you might start by addressing Odin for wisdom, and when you shift to Thor for strength, giving each a clear and separate moment of acknowledgement. Similarly, when honoring ancestors and the Landvetir, it's helpful to recognize their unique roles. Perhaps offering thanks to an inspiring historical figure for wisdom, while also leaving a small gift for the spirits of the land, strengthening your spiritual path. Prayer in Norse paganism is more than just words. It's about building a connection with the divine, honoring your ancestors, and bringing spirituality into your daily life. Whether you're crafting a personal prayer, making an offering, or simply speaking from the heart, the key is sincerity and respect. Now, I want to hear from you. How do you incorporate prayer into your practice? Drop a comment below and let me know. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when I release a new video. And until next time, stay connected, stay praying, and stay fucking savage.